Here we are. Here we are. Kyle connected to audio. Tyler connected to audio. Kyle, do we have a camera?
Yes, we do. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Three
Wow,
psychopaths in one call.
Kyle,
Doesn't get much
Max,
better than
that
this.
hair is looking. You going sumo today?
Tyler, what's the one thing you told me at the start of this podcast of one thing that I'm not allowed to do on these podcast calls?
What?
No sumo.
No, super.
And you have the Tesla shirt on.
And I got the Tesla shirt on. I am full douchebagged out.
Yeah, I'm
That's
repping
good.
Bucks like any good Milwaukee person ever should.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you very much. Kyle,
Left.
it has been so long since I have seen your beautiful face. How have you been, my good sir?
Great. I really like Utah a lot. It's been a chaotic weekend. My sister and her boyfriend have been in the process of moving in, so our entire house is
Callie or Kendra?
Cali.
Callie.
Our house is
Okay.
full of a lot of stuff, and it's a bit of a shit show, but it's going good.
So Callie's moving into your house.
With Ben too. Ben's still in there.
Yep.
Kyle, describe your situation out west. We got a clusterfuck of stuff going on out there.
Yeah, so basically my plan was to move into a house and cash flow the house. That was kind of my hope. I'm cheap and I don't want to pay any rent. So I figured, how can I do that? So I got a place and I rented the downstairs 2 levels to on a website called Furnish Finders. So we furnished it out, added a little kitchenette, and we're renting that for $21.20 a month. And we're
Okay.
renting to Ben right now, and he moves in a little bit, and then to my sister and her boyfriend. So after this all, we should make a little bit of cash after paying off the mortgage. And
So to any of our fellow listeners out there, then we're going to have an opening in the Kyle and Allison residency out there.
yeah,
And Kyle's getting married.
this is true. Yeah, next summer I'll be getting married July 3rd.
Ooh.
July 3rd of next year.
Yep, 2023.
Oh, beautiful. How exciting. How did the
Yeah,
engagement go?
that's
How
so
was
crazy.
all that stuff?
It went very good. It was funny because I actually wanted to propose like a year ago, but she basically told me like, you better not. And then like a week before we went on our trip to St. Thomas, she's like, oh, should I bring a fancy dress or get my nails done? I told her like, oh, I just don't want you to be really disappointed after you don't get proposed to. I have no money, which was very true. We were very out of money after the house. I said, just enjoy your trip and don't expect that. So then I got her out in the morning at like 6 a.m. for a sunrise, which neither of us are 6 a.m. people. So she was like, kind of complaining about why are we doing this? And then I take her to this nice little spot, kind of this little pier kind of area, and then like right by the water in St. Thomas, and pop the good old question.
My God,
Oh.
it's crazy that you're getting married. It just feels
That
like
is nuts.
yesterday we were fucking playing baseball in your backyard or doing our shenanigans in the
Ding
Jesse
dong bitching
basement.
or
Ding dong bitching.
chicken
So
cars.
for the viewers, by the way, Kyle, I was just going to say before, that was the first time that happened with me and Tyler before we kind of started getting romantic, but
What?
you know, bottom line is for the viewers, Kyle and Tyler are cousins, best friends / cousins.
These are
And
grew up
I met
together
and me and-
since day one.
and me and Tyler were best friends in college. So that's how I became to be such good friends with Kyle. And now we have this threesome happening on that came out poorly. I meant
Max?
this.
Max has the man bun or whatever that is going. So the female of the
Right.
threesome.
I would have definitely guessed a threesome with 2 dudes, and one of them being my cousin would definitely not be the dream.
Not ideal.
Of young Kyle's, this is not the dream.
Definitely not ideal.
Hey, it's Utah, man.
So we've been kind of mixing up how these episodes have been going.
They're very random.
So
They're all
some of
over the-
them are, I mean, we have the same idea every single time, right? With the concepts of what we're trying to do, but what's hot and what's not has kind of been our hybrid. It's been bouncing around. So we're going to start off with what's hot and what's not today. And the boys are locked and loaded and ready to go for this what's hot, what's not. You know what? The special guest of honor, 2021 NBA Final Bucks champion, Kyle Murphy. what do we got for our what's hot and what's not of the week this week?
Well, I can definitely tell you what's not, and what is not is the United States economy with having this 8.6% inflation. After they're projecting it to, hopefully that was the peak, was the last quarter, and with it not being, we're about to have, well, I've been just getting updates even from my phone for crypto of me just getting absolutely crushed every 5 minutes.
Same. I
It's-
deleted my
everything
notifications. I
is-
turned off my notifications. Thank you, crypto.
Everything is going on the shitter right
And
now.
the problem with that is because of that, that means Tuesday there should be a 50 basis point step up in the interest rates as well, which should cause more problems in the S&P and more problems in the crypto market. So we have it a bare minimum of at least a quarter of basically a free fall, because this is the first quarter we were projected to actually start getting back into inflation decrease because of all the big rate increases. But the problem is it hasn't worked, and here we are, and it's going to be a free fall for the next 3 months minimum.
We're technically in like a definition of like a recession.
We're in a
right?
recession. We're in a recession officially.
Two quarters in a row of like, was it like inflation hikes going up, or what's the actual definition?
What's
2
basically
quarters in a row.
it's what the S&P as well. It's basically what the S&P does in a quarter, and it was down like I think 13% the first quarter, and now it's down another like 7 or 8%. So we're down like 24% this year, and it's
Scary stuff.
we're gonna have some problems.
Housing prices are gonna get fucked.
I'll tell you what, Kyle. So I know this, I mean, this definitely has something to do with it, with gas prices and all that stuff too, you know, kind of coinciding with what you're talking about. My out west road trip, literally, was a really bad time for me to not have my Tesla with me. Like, talk about just, so I have my Tesla all the time. It's been in the shop, so getting work done. Didn't have it for my road trip. That was painful. Painful.
I
Filling up
just feel like
gas
that wouldn't have worked.
all the
Being
way.
in Glacier, Yellowstone, the Tetons. I just feel like that
We're
would not have
starting
worked.
to add a lot more Tesla stuff out here because they've had so many people from California move out here because like
Yeah.
$1 million for a house, what a deal.
Yeah, it's not like what they're doing out west and what they're doing across the country is like when you map out Tesla charging on like the Tesla app, it won't say you'll be able to make it, but they don't include EV charging stations, and EV charging stations work to charge Teslas too. You just need a special adapter, but it is what it is. Sorry, Kyle, we got off track. What's hot?
What is hot is basically anywhere out west. Right now, today was 98 degrees.
Jesus.
Actually, because of the gas prices, we actually canceled our trip to Glacier. We're going to RV up to Glacier, but then I did the math of it, and it'd be $600 less or $500 less to fly to Hawaii. So we booked a trip to Hawaii today. So we're going
Holy
to Hawaii.
shit.
Yeah, and I used my points and I had my companion, so it ended up costing $22.12
To get to Hawaii from Salt Lake?
for two.
How? What?
22
Wait, so
bucks.
how much was the flight itself, like to get to Hawaii?
Yeah.
How much was like one flight, like to get there and back?
It would have been like basically $600 or so for one.
Yeah, but you used points and the companion flyer.
But I use because I got for getting the credit card, I got 50,000 free points, and I was 52.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
That's a Murphy if I've seen one.
Yeah, so $22.12 or something it was round trip. So it could be
And when you going?
the 24th of July to August 3rd.
Oh shit, that's
You
coming
know,
up.
one of my coworkers, Kyle, actually said that they're having, just in general, they're having some pretty crazy deals to get to Hawaii right now. He just booked a trip for like $515 round trip to it was Maui and back.
Yeah, but
So,
I
I mean, that's in itself is really, really good. I mean,
Yeah.
$22.12. I mean, you got to be pulling some serious strings. Like,
Yeah.
that's some
Kyle's the
special work.
absolute finesser of deals.
Absolute,
Number one in the world.
the best.
I can't lie. That one I was like, hey, Allison, I said, I'll pay for your ticket. She's like, how much was it? Like,
$11.
we'll keep it to herself. She's like, how much? I'm like $11.
How much was it? Oh, it was $3
It was
grand round trip.
great.
Just above double digits.
Yeah, it was $3 grand round trip in person. I'm bathing in cash. That's all I got. It's all with me.
Hey, how much is gas in Utah right now though?
$5.
Yeah, I fucking
I
saw. We were driving back today from camping. It was $5.39.
Ooh, that's higher than even here.
Yeah, Milwaukee prices are fucked right now.
I saw that in August it's projected to hit potentially up to $7. So whoa,
Already over 7 in California.
leave it to California.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'll jump right into it. Ty, you can finish up our what's hot.
Sure.
What's hot.
Sure.
My what's hot is Craig Counsell.
What's
Craig
hot?
Counsell, Brewers got a win today, and that makes Craig Counsell tied for the most winningest coach in the Milwaukee Brewers franchise history. So let's hear it for Craig. And let's hear it for the Brewers.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say the hot seat after losing 8 in a row and 10 out of 12.
You know, the Brewers, you want to
Jeez.
talk about an emotional roller coaster. You want to go from 18 games over 500, absolutely cruising, everything clicking, to a couple guys getting hurt, losing 8 straight, absolutely tanking, the whole state going into panic mode.
I gotta say, my what's not were the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Losing 8 in a row, just getting absolutely dicked every game. They can't score runs. Yelich is a disaster.
We can't get to
Hey.
5 ever.
To be fair,
Yelich
since
is back again, Max,
Yelich got moved to the leadoff spot, and he's been batting over 400 since. That's
for
been
one
5
game.
games. He's
For
got a
2 games?
He's got a 6-game hit streak. 6-game hit streak, and over the
That's
last
awesome.
6 games, he's been batting over 400.
It's
That's
hard to
awesome.
get hope with him.
We just need to accept that he's a different player. He's not 2018, 2019 Yelich.
It was very stupid to me that he changed. Like, I know after his second season where he should have won MVP, where they robbed him and gave Cody Bellinger it, that offseason he worked with a new hitting coach and changed his stance. I just don't understand.
Yeah,
When,
they changed his launch angle.
like, don't touch anything. Don't do anything. Like, what you're doing is working.
You wonder if it had to do with the kneecap or whatever. There's so many mysteries to it. Like, how could you go from that good to that bad? It's
He
just
really
like-
went. I know the season that the shortened season, he was the worst hitter in all of baseball. Like, I don't know
Jesus
how
Christ.
that happens.
We
Yeah.
wonder if this coach is the single reason why Yelich sucks now. Like
No,
this
no.
launch angle coach.
I think it's fucking stupid.
Talk about what's
People
not.
always want to blame coaches for everything when it's like, these are MLB athletes. Like, these are the best of the best. The worst hitter in the MLB is in the top 1% hitter in the entire world. So it's
Yeah.
like, all these people are professionals, and it's like the Cody Bellingers and of the world and the Christian Yelich. It's like those 2 stories are incredible. Like, I don't know how it happens. You give the guy the bag and he just falls off. But he's moving him to the leadoff spot could save Yelich's like tenure with the Brewers. You never know.
Try something.
He did really well.
Poop in his pants.
Yeah. Well,
So that's my what's hot is Craig Counsell. And now Tyler's what's not's out of the way. So we're bouncing all over the place. We have a lot of excitement.
we're always all over the place.
We have a lot of energy in the room on this Sunday night. So this is a beautiful thing. But my what's not are people when you're walking your dog. So I got a new dog, and this is going to be the main topic point of what we're talking about today. Kyle got a new puppy. I got a new puppy. It's just
I have puppy fever.
Tyler has puppy fever. Tyler had a freaking rat looking cat,
Oh,
Houdini,
Me.
and stand.
he's a little bastard kitty.
Me.
But the nerve of some people when you're walking your dog. I got my cute little golden retriever puppy. It's a little angel. It's the best thing in the world.
You guys, by the way, we're gonna need a little viewer for a little screen time from the dogs.
Haley's on cue. I'll text Haley and she'll come down with Cash.
Kyle, we're gonna need a little Roo as well.
Dude, everybody is like, we talked about umping last week, right, Tyler? And how like the fans are the best umpires in the room all of a sudden when they're not umping, right?
Mhm.
People think that they're the world-class dog trainers when they're talking to you when you're walking their dog. So like the first day I got Cash, I drive all the way down to Ohio on Friday night, 9 hours, drive all the way back with the dog in the car on Saturday, get back later in the evening. I was absolutely exhausted, barely slept the night before. We're taking Cash for its first ever fucking walk, ever. Like the dog's never been on a walk before, never been walked on a leash. So we're taking the dog for a walk, and like the dog is like obviously like jumping at some people. Like we're trying to like have her sit, but like she jumps at some people when, you know, they're walking by. And all these people are like, oh, you gotta like act like you're in charge of the dog, and you gotta do that. I'm like, ma'am, with all due respect, I'd like to see you take this dog for a walk right now and be Caesar fucking Milan to this thing. Okay. It's fucking 8 weeks old. It's on its first walk ever. And you're acting like you know how to walk this dog and you're God's gift to dog training. It is ridiculous. Kyle, I don't know if you have this problem at all when you walk your puppy, but it's like, it's nuts. Everybody acts like it happened today. I get Cash sat like a good girl, and it's incredible how fast these golden retrievers.
By the way, background story, he named his dog Chris Middleton, and it's a female.
I named my dog Cash, and for long it's Chris Middleton, and that's Haley's favorite player. So there was no way around that. It was going to be Cash from the start, but ultimately it's just incredible. Today I'm walking Kash, Cash Money. This dog is already learning. It's learning like this. It's insane. Like it was at first day. It's like scared to walk through the elevator. It's already doing it. Like it's scared to walk through doors the first day. It's already doing it. It walked so well today. Like tonight, right before this podcast, I took the dog for a walk and it walked really great.
How does Cash get along with other dogs?
Oh, great. I mean, it's innocent little puppy. You just got to surround it by dogs that are positive influences on it, right? You don't want to get it around a dog that's going to snip at it.
Yeah, Kyle, you had a situation, right, where your neighbor or something.
The first time we ever took little Rue on a walk, we're like, all right, I think she's ready for a walk, and we took her out for a walk. We got her around the neighborhood. She's doing all good, and then we're right in the house right next to us, and like the neighbor's like, oh, look at like a puppy, and they come out, and this big dog comes over and scoops Rue up in her mouth and has her like is like.
Wait, in her mouth, in the dog's mouth?
She's squealing, and I come over. And I slam this fucking dog down. I slam it down, having a chokehold, and has it headed to the ground. And as Rue is literally peeing as she's so scared and sprinting, running away. And it was really scary because like, it just happened so quick because it just like the dog came out and like, there's no way she's going to do anything. And immediately, within a second, she scooped up in her mouth. I'm like, I'm going to have to kill it on today.
That's scary. You never know like what can happen with dogs in their yards.
80 pounds compared to 6.5, 8 pounds.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man. That's Kyle. I would have been so pissed off. Oh my god.
I was fuming, and the neighbors are super nice. So luckily, Alice was there, and she was like, "Oh, like it's fine," because I was big mad. I was ready to lose it. And it wasn't
How old was the dog, Kyle?
Probably 5 years old.
5 years.
Yeah.
Kyle's fatherly instincts came into place.
I was ready to murk this dog.
Kyle, how has it been? Like, how has your experience overall been for you since you got the dog, and like how has it impacted you and Allison over there?
Honestly, it's kind of made it a little like we honestly fight a little less even because of like when you have to like something to raise together, it's kind of like you're more of a team instead of like your day-to-day life. You're like, oh, like did you do this? You're on everything, you're synced together of making sure that this puppy is like doing well. It does like luckily she's like 2 days ago was like the worst day she's had because my mom came into town and then my sister came into town. And my mom does this thing like our wiener dog. Whenever she would get pet in like her dog, she would pee. And like when Rue gets really excited for like the first 10 seconds, she'll pee. And my mom has not learned not to just pet immediately. And she's always like, I can't believe she peed. And so we just like if you give her like 5 seconds of ignoring, then you can pet her and she's good. But like before that, like she hasn't really peed or pooed in the house for a while. But definitely the first few weeks of that, to be honest, sucks a lot. I'll literally be in a meeting. I'm like, what the heck is that? I'm like, oh, trapped in the corner. Like, oh, good.
She chew any more rocks?
Oh, she loves just eating rocks. She can somehow chew through big ass rocks. And like, I don't know how, because it doesn't make any sense. They're so hard. I've thrown them against like the ground and they don't break. And somehow she chews through them with her tiny teeth.
This dog's going to have some horrendous GI craps later with her rocks. She craps out.
Oh. She doesn't eat them. She just
spits them out.
She just wants to chew them and break them in half, I guess, to prove that she can do it. She wants to chew on everything, but she doesn't swallow anything. She just chews them. I guess so far, because like we look at them to see, because I'm like, is she gonna die? She just chews them and just wants to prove she can break rocks.
She sounds like a special one.
That's my anxiety though. Like that dog, all those puppies, all they want to do is just everything in their mouth. Like just head to the ground, just going, just chewing on everything that it can find. Like that is exactly what those dogs do. It is like, it gives me so much anxiety. It's like all they want to do ever. But yeah, no, it's, I feel like I took it. I've had dogs my whole life. And like, I mean, I've even been in the process of getting a new puppy with my parents and all that stuff when I was younger, like in high school and whatnot.
It's so different when it becomes your dog. It's so
When
different.
it's your
You're the sole
dog, and
real-
it's
sole
so
owner.
much different. It's just like last night, I mean, it was great in the car ride back. I pretty much slept the whole way, the whole like 9.5 hours. It like slept. So like last
You
night,
got your dog yesterday.
yesterday, dude.
They
Oh,
drove
I thought it was
to
like a
Ohio
week
and
ago.
back.
I didn't understand that it was yesterday. Goodness.
Like I got my dog yesterday, and like last night I was like super overtired. I've just like been like all these road trips. Like last weekend I drove back 17 hours on Saturday to get back home, and like I've just been going, and I'm exhausted. Like last night was like the peak of it. So you know, when you get tired, you get all anxious and you overthink stuff and this and that. I'm like walking the dog last night, and like I've never had to teach a dog like how to walk before. You know what I mean? Not like physically how to walk, but like
You're
how to
the one who
go on a walk.
decides if they live and die, basically, because like they can't do it. Like they can't eat without you. They can't drink without you. And as like a kid, when your parents like, oh, they'll feed it, they'll water it. Sometimes you'll walk the dog. You know, it's just such a different responsibility of like
Right.
living or dying.
And it's just like this dog is, you have to remember this dog is 9 weeks old or 10 weeks old or whatever, how old or whatever the fuck it is. And it's like, it's like this dog has never been on a walk before. It's never seen any of these things. And it's never heard any of these sounds. Like it's like hearing a semi and it freaks out, or it sees a kid riding a bicycle and it flips out because it's scared. It doesn't know. It's never seen any of this stuff before. So it's trying to like figure it out, and it's soaking in all these different things at one time. And I was like, though it took, Tyler, you'll laugh at this too. It's like, we went for a block. You know, Tyler, I think I've done this walk with you before. Like I live right in Village of Tosa, right? So we take this, there's this beautiful Hart Park, and we take this like lap that goes around, basically it goes around like a football field, a couple tennis courts, into like the meadow area and whatnot. And I come back to my apartment, and it's like less than a mile. The walk took us like an hour and 10 minutes. It was like the slowest walk of
I was
all
running
time.
across the street, and you're like, all right.
Yeah. So it's just like, I had this like like not a panic, but like last night I was almost like, oh shit. Like I'm gonna have to teach this dog how to do so much shit. And like I don't know what the fuck. I mean, Haley is like ridiculously overly prepared and like has everything, done all of her research, has everything for the dog, knows everything this. I'm like, Hales, you
I'm
got
gonna wing it. I'm just gonna wing in. Trust my gut.
gotta fucking help me trade this thing. I don't know what I'm doing. She's got this bell at the door where the dog has to like hit it, and she gets a
We
treat.
do that too.
Sounds an alarm.
That's
You
smart to
that
have
same
that
problem?
implemented for peeing and pooping.
So, Tyler, I think the question that Kyle and I are really ultimately getting at here is, when are we going to have a baby gut puppy? A baby gut Jesky puppy?
Me?
When are we getting the
I'll
baby?
tell you, I've been
a
getting
baby beans.
I've definitely been getting the puppy fever. You know, Kyle and Allison getting one, you and Haley, Daniel and Deanna getting one, you know, a couple other people. It's tough, but I could be a cool Uncle Ty to a lot of dogs.
And as someone who just got one, wait a year.
I know, I have no plans. on
Imagine
getting one
Andrew
right
with
now.
the puppy running around. He would be terrified.
Yeah, but moving on, it's for my what's hot, going along with kind of our conversation here. I don't know if Kyle or Max, you probably haven't had time yet, but I don't know if Kyle, you've taken Rue to any dog parks. Dog parks are what's hot. I absolutely love going to the dog park. I miss going to it. So
I'm too afraid.
have you
I think
been?
he's planning to murder
Too
me.
afraid of the big dogs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I've heard like, I mean, I've kind of heard like to not take my dog to the dog park.
You gotta get a little bigger and more like
Yeah.
trying.
Lucy was an absolute menace at the fucking dog parks. We used to take her there. And
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to Luz.
Yep. R.I.P. to
Hanging out
Lucy.
with Bella and Molly up there.
Doggy heaven.
Doggy heaven.
But
R.I.P.
yeah, Lucy, we used to take her there. She would sprint around, annoy all the big dogs. She would go yip at them and bite at them, and then she'd sprint away and go hide with the humans or go hide under the picnic table. Lucy would not be looking cute when we would go. She would be like foaming at the mouth as she'd be so tired. Just Kyle,
That shocks me, Tyler, that Lucy was not looking cute.
yeah, she was the nicest dog ever. But as Kyle would always
She
say,
had hog moments.
she's a very nice dog.
She's a very nice dog. She was a very nice dog. She
She was like the sweetest dog in the world. Like
This is
seriously.
true.
Kind of a
Yeah.
hog though at times.
She towards the end, she was an absolute linebacker. She was
not a
she was
lot of
getting to Khalil Mack size. I mean, damn near Vince Wilfork size.
that dog could basically
it should have
block,
been.
that dog could block Aaron Donald right now. Like
Yeah.
that's the point that
Probably part of the Seahawks line.
Not anymore, but
yeah. But no, I mean, RIP to Lucy. But yeah, no, I've heard like people, like the one thing that scares me is like one thing like I'm realizing more and more, there are just so many stupid fucking people. Just stupid people that are so shameless about everything and so ignorant. Like people are so shameless with their dogs. Like I don't know if anybody else like ever sees this, but it's just like people like shamelessly just like not bring their dog on a leash, like on a walk, or like
Oh, no one here leashes their dogs. And yesterday on our hike, this one dog was literally running up and down like off like the cliff like of the mountain. I'm like, if she slips, she's 100% falling like 700 feet, and she's just hopping around. I'm like, holy hell!
and it's amazing to me because sometimes even if your dog is nice, like maybe I don't want a dog sprinting at me. Like, dude,
I agree. I just straight up tackle a dog and I'd slam it down.
yeah, I guess I can see why you guys are a little afraid for having little pups, you know, at the dog park.
well, I mean, to Tyler, honestly, like to your point, Tyler, like, I mean, I'd wait till my dog was like could like walk well before I took her to a dog park. But like, you know, I don't know. It kind of scares me. I feel like some people like are just really shameless about like, you know, how they act with their dogs and kind of just like, you know, I don't know. I feel like the basics of like keeping it on a leash and training it, and trying to do your best. Some people are just like, yeah, fuck it. I don't really care what my dog does. I'll take it to the dog park and let it wreak havoc.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like half the people at the dog park.
Yeah.
God, I'm dying. The viewers are dying to see Rue if you can.
I'll bring her on at the end of the pod because
Okay, sounds good.
she's sleeping upstairs. She's bright enough to know all of the cold spots in the house, so she goes to the vents. She'll go by the fireplace where there's like a tile spot where she'll in the bathroom where the heater is. She only lays down on heater spot on the AC spot because she knows
so
it's
cute.
freezing. And like her belly will get like 20 degrees colder because she'll just block the entire AC vent.
Aw.
No one else get there because she's like, it's mine.
Allison probably absolutely loves you.
Oh, I wouldn't even call myself much of a dog person, honestly. I'm very like, most people who are dog people love any dog no matter what. And that's definitely Allison. She just is a dog person. Like any dog, she's like, oh, that's so cute. I'm like, that dog's ugly as hell.
That
Right?
happens
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
to us
yeah.
in Fort Lauderdale, Kyle. We'd see an ugly ass English bulldog or just some mud.
Oh.
We'd be like, and Allison would be like, oh my God, so cute.
I just don't probably like that's ugly as shit. Like, I'm sorry. Like maybe a nice dog, but this dog's actually it's just really nice. And during my workday, I'll be in like meetings and she'll just put her paw on me. She'll pop up and then she'll literally just stay by my feet and just like have her paw looking at me and just waiting for the meeting to end.
Guys, I got a super controversial hot take.
Let's hear it.
Does anybody do that with babies?
What?
What?
Does anybody do that with babies?
Do what?
Put them on the air conditioning unit?
No. Like
Take him to the dog park?
see a baby and be like,
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
that's a
Sometimes
fucking
you get some absolute
butt ass ugly
and
looking
you're just
alien
like,
ass baby. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, look at my baby. It's so cute. I
was that
react
baby.
like this.
I was that baby. I came out of Conehead.
No way.
My first picture, my
There's
mom.
no way
they
you
had-
were an ugly baby.
My first picture, my mom told me that they had to put it was either a hat or like a blanket on my head because it was such a cone that they were like concerned with it. So like they didn't want the first picture to look so fucked up. So they put like this nice blanket on my head so I looked semi-normal.
It didn't work.
Oh my God. They definitely like pushed it down a little bit to not make it a cone, but they just made it like
Tyler could have been Phineas from Phineas and Ferb.
Oh my. Max, were you a unit coming out?
I think I was like, yeah,
I
I
can see you
was
being a plotter coming out 12, 13, 14.
I was 11 and a half pound baby. I was
That's pretty fucking big.
I was a big boy. And then I stayed a pretty big solid boy throughout all high school. I was big boned my senior year.
Is this the time?
Kyle knows the story. Kyle
Yeah.
knows the Fat Max story.
I have to just, there's one question I've always wanted to ask, because this is like the craziest thing, because you might be the only ever, you were a big ginger quarterback in high school. Like that's just like, you had to be the only one ever.
Max was Andy Dalton times.
Were you lefty or righty?
I was a righty.
Okay.
I was
Times
Ben
two.
Roethlisberger out there like you wouldn't.
Without the
ever-
rape charge.
and without
Jesus.
the big arm. I'm
And
trying to
without any,
find-
you didn't have any movement either. So what? Yeah, that's rough.
I would run people over, dude. Hold on, I'm trying to find my Fat Max picture. I like finally did that thing where I like actually went through my phone and like deleted like a bunch of pictures because I had like 20,000 photos and videos on here. It was ridiculous. Oh fuck it, whatever. I'll look
Also,
for
I
it.
gotta give I found out Ben Taft, he actually just became an uncle yesterday, which is neat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yesterday, he was told me that, I don't remember what the exact weight was, but he was the largest baby born at that hospital that year. He was the biggest one of the year. So
What are we talking? 15?
I don't remember the weight, but Ben was like, he was literally, I was just the biggest baby. Which is
Text him.
Then
Text him, Kyle. Text him. Text him
Oh,
what
man,
what
that's
weight he
awesome.
was. I want to know. I want to know right now live on the pod how fat Ben was as a baby. Yeah, but I was 250. I was a hog rider, and I played quarterback. I was bigger than most of my line. There was
should've
one
said I
guy
was
on my
big.
line that I weighed less than, and he was like 320.
okay.
But
Were
I
you
weighed
guys-
more than
Are
everybody.
you guys horrible?
My junior year, we were horrible. My senior year, we actually were pretty good. We were like 500. We made it to the playoffs. Then we got fucking smoked, but we were pretty good. My line was never known to give me a ton of time. But then again, I was bigger than most. I
You
really,
couldn't squeeze through many holes.
yeah. But the story always prevails. Got
Max
so
was
big.
plugging the holes.
Got I Eddie Lacy'd myself right into kidney stones. I Eddie Lacy'd myself eating so much right into
Kidney
kidney
stones suck.
stones. Kidney stones suck. And then after the kidney stones, that's when I lost all the weight. I was like, I'm never going through that again. And now, down to like about 180 right now, where I'm sitting 180, 185. I fluctuate between there. So, but no, it was like, not great.
Yeah.
Huge.
Well,
Asperger.
I know Kyle's dying to give his top 5 list. So we got a special segment this week. Kyle came up with it actually.
Are we starting with top 5 or are we starting with fuck up of the week?
I think I want to get the top 5. I feel like is the main thing. I think I want to talk about
I'm
that.
ready to destroy your
I'm
list.
dying. Yeah, Kyle's got the most knowledge on this. This is actually his idea. Love it. We're giving the viewers this week top 5 NBA starting lineup of all time. Who would you want? Go,
So
Kyle.
the question is for you, Jeski, since you're the rule maker of this, is it is it like if we're making a team for next year or of any era to compete?
Of any. Oh, we would want this team to compete for tomorrow, and we'll just assume that all these players were in their prime. So we're gonna, you have to pick. I mean, I guess you can just say like it doesn't have to be the position that they were in their career, but you have to put them in the position that you'd want them in for your lineup now.
Okay.
So yeah, like when they're in their prime, top 5 NBA starting lineup of all time.
Okay. So for me, I would definitely have Kareem at center. He was the most dominant player of all time in college. The only person ever to win all 3 years. They literally
Tyler, are you writing this down, Tyler?
Yeah, I can write this down.
Okay, thanks.
They literally had to make a rule for him because he was dunking too much, and it was a problem because it was unguardable. They got rid of dunking for a decade because Kareem was too dominant. I think it's weirdly, this is a weird one, that I actually would have LeBron bringing up the ball and being the facilitator, and having Steph Curry kind of go on the wing and being like catch and shoot and sometimes bring up the ball, because LeBron's a much better facilitator than anyone else I'd have on the team. And then I'm going to have Jordan as well on the wing, just because the only person to be all NBA defense every single year of his career, best defensive player, obviously the GOAT. I actually changed it. I used to think LeBron was the GOAT until I started looking into stuff a little bit more. And after seeing Jordan's all defense, it's just like, if you're the best defensive player and arguably the best offensive player, it's
Tough to beat that.
It's tough. And then I was debating between Larry Bird and Kevin Durant, and I think I decided, even though he's a bitch ass, I think Durant would fit in better, because how do you guard a 7-footer who can shoot threes from all over mid-range.
He's the best offensive player. I feel like he's the best offensive player of all time.
Yeah, most skilled, I would say.
Yeah.
But like the overall lineup, the only one who really can't play that much defense is Curry. So we'd have to offset Curry's lack of defense, but everyone else is locked down and everyone can score. Good luck getting in the paint past Kareem and a skyhook. Good luck beating my starting 5.
Kyle, I'm not gonna lie. That's a great lineup. My lineup is extremely similar. I only have one player that's different. So
Tyler's gonna have Chris Bosh as his starting power forward.
I'll give him honorable mention.
Oh no, you automatically lose. I will literally not even put you in the Instagram.
No, I don't have him in my list. Unfortunately.
I actually thought about having
He's from another era. He's from the Jurassic era, so he doesn't count.
All right, Tyler,
Kyle,
bring the pot, so you go.
seriously, though, great list. Kyle's always done these things. Kyle's really good at this stuff. NBA stuff.
If it was baseball if it was a baseball like starting 9 with a starting pitcher, a starting lineup, and then a reliever like a closer, I'd win that one. But I'm gonna get
that's up for debate. Maybe someday again we'll bring Kyle back on. But so Kyle, I have basically everything the same as you. I've got Curry. I got Curry bringing it up. Also, shooting, greatest shooter of all time. Love him. MJ at the 2. I got LeBron at the 3, Durant at the 4. And then the only thing that I have different, just because I like him better, and he's still, one of the most dominant players ever, Shaq. I got Shaq at the center. We'll see. I mean, you made some pretty damn good points with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but I'm just a Shaq fan, and I think, this lineup, as it is, would still absolutely fuck out there. Team has everything: shooting, length, ball handling, power. Shaq's got the power, got the clutch ability. LeBron facilitating.
Just has it because he's a hog. That's why.
Yeah, I just love Shaq too. He's such a fun guy. LeBron and Steph out there facilitating that with that group would be destructive. Jordan would have room to operate. Shaq could not be doubled, and the 3-point shooting, you'd be able to keep up with anyone. So that's my lineup. We'll see what the viewers think between Shaq and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but I think it's a close one.
I don't know if you guys can hear this, but I got people like yelling in the background, like a bunch of obnoxious meetings.
I haven't heard anything.
All right, so I'm going to be a little bit different because I'm going for the win. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to go Magic Johnson at the 1.
That's a good one. I almost had him.
I'm going to go Magic Johnson starting at point guard. I'm going to go at the 2. I'm going Steph. Because for obvious reasons, I feel like I don't need to explain. For the 3, so that's my small forward, I'm going to go LeBron. My 4 at power forward, I'm going to go Dirk.
Oof.
Got to get a Whitey in there, I guess.
Dirk Nowitzki. I love Big Dirk.
Dirk as a top 5 player of all time.
Top 5, starting top 5 difference.
Yeah,
but still crack.
It's very interesting.
That may have just shot your list right there, bud.
I love Dirk, and then at my center, Shaq.
So you're telling me you'd rather have Dirk Nowitzki than Kevin Durant?
Aren't we going like true to the position though, or no?
Yeah, at the 4. You'd rather have.
But is Kevin Durant a true? I thought he was more.
You could put him at the 4.
Today's basketball is not really position. LeBron.
Yeah, he's kind of positionless.
Okay, well, would you guys allow me to put Kevin Durant in at my 4?
No, you can't change it.
You got Dirk.
You're
Fine,
Dirk.
whatever.
Your list is
you know what? I'll stand by Dirk. I just lost the top 5 for sure, but I'll stand by Dirk.
So
I'll stir the pot. I love Dirk.
Who's one that you guys are close to having in? Because I really honestly considered to put Giannis at the 5 just because of his ability to transfer around on defense. He can guard the point guard and the center, and that really opens up the lane. Except for he won't be shooting any 3. He'll never shoot a 3 or he's getting benched. But his ability, like everyone could guard everyone besides Curry. But that's like obviously the one thing where I see Shaq being a mismatch, because if you have him trying to guard someone who goes out to the 3-point line, good luck.
Yeah. So we're doing honorable mentions then. Your honorable mentions, Giannis. Mine's Kobe. I was gonna put the other thing I was thinking of was doing Steph at the 1, Kobe at the 2. That was my debate, but I think Magic Johnson
it's tough to have Kobe with MJ because he's just like the B version of
Yeah.
And it's just tough. And it's a good honorable mention.
So what do you
RIP
guys
Kobe.
think of Irvin Magic Johnson instead of Steph in both of our spots, Kyle? Like, why did you choose Steph over Magic Johnson?
Oh my God. I just realized I didn't have Michael Jordan in my starting five.
Yeah, that's also a reason why you picked Dirk over both Kevin Durant and Michael Jordan. Max, your list.
That's why when Tyler said,
Canceled.
"What about Kevin Durant?" I'm just thinking, "What about motherfucking Michael Jordan?"
He slipped my mind while I was only thinking the 4 because I had Durant in the 4. Max, your list is fucked. You're out. You're canceled.
You know what, guys? I honestly, on the Instagram poll, honest to God, I might not even put mine on there.
No, you should just say,
If people
Max,
vote for me,
I'm going to
you know the
lose.
block.
Here's my
The
list
block.
anyways.
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put mine on there, but I'm not gonna make it eligible to be voted for. Michael Jordan is not in my top 5.
Or you could just
I
write
should be
parentheses.
shot and killed.
That's so bad. Put in
I'd like to
parentheses,
change
that
it
way.
just so you know, everybody who's listening and not just looking at it on Instagram. I will not change it on Instagram, but I'm saying right now, I forgot Michael Jordan. It was an honest mistake.
He's a very forgettable guy. He's
I'm
like
putting Steph on the 1 and Michael Jordan at the 2. There's no
Jesus
coming back from it.
Christ.
I understand.
I mean, he's very forgettable. He's only 6-time champion, GOAT, owner of a franchise, billionaire, very forgettable man.
I'm gonna go out there and say it. You might be the first person in the entire world to have gone with this kind of list and not included him. Michael Jordan is going to be pissed. I hope you're listening, Michael. Please send some hate towards me.
Oh yeah, Michael Jordan's listening to the intellectual idiot show.
With all of our
You're not
30
guest
listeners
starring
for the
there.
week.
Tyler DM'd Giannis.
I did DM you honest. We already talked about that, but yeah, he'll
Sorry.
we'll get him on the show at some point.
See,
We'll get him on the show.
He'll
Yeah.
get back to us. He's
After you mentioned Dirk, Max, I'm surprised you didn't go. All right, Steve Nash, Larry Bird, John Stockton, Pistol Pete, and Dirk. All right, the Whiteys, big Whiteys.
I need some explanation for this Dirk choice. Please give me your rationale.
Dirk had. So why I chose Dirk is because that's how I became such an incredible intramural basketball player. Is I used Dirk's move, right? The back down, turn around, fadeaway jumper.
That's some Tyler shit I just heard right there.
That
Why
is-
you put him in your top 5 because of my rec basketball.
He's in my top 5 because I can do a fadeaway like him.
I've replicated all my success after Dirk Nowitzki. So I honestly, Dirk was, I think for me, the reason, one other big reason why I chose Dirk is throughout my years playing NBA 2K, tell me Dirk wasn't the biggest cheat code in that game of all
It
time.
was fun to play with.
You
Big
could
man,
not lose with
shooting
Dirk
threes.
because in the game they made him a lights out 3-point shooter. They made him be able to like dunk like ridiculously, like not like it's unrealistic how they made him dunk. And then on top of that, Dirk would never miss like a jump shot,
His mid-range is unfair.
mid-range jump shot, because in the game, like they made him like automatically back somebody down no matter what. He could have been like in the middle, like by like the elbow and the 3-point corner. He could have been just in the middle. And then like there was nobody around him. And then they just like put him against somebody and then he just turned around and made a shot. It was like unbeatable. If you had Dirk on your team, you automatically win. You'd score like 75 points every time.
Yeah.
Dirk is the GOAT.
Kyle, I meant to ask you, why on your insights, why did you choose Steph Curry over Magic Johnson? Because I know we've talked about this before.
Well, honestly, I think it's pretty close because I think Magic, I have Magic 4th overall on my all-time list, but Curry's ability, like, to open the floor, especially because we don't need, we need more shooters because if Durant's really the only other real shooter, like LeBron's okay from 3, Michael is average at 3, and obviously Kareem doesn't shoot much, so I need a true shooter out there. Like Durant will get his, but otherwise there's no threes, and when you have to guard someone from 38 feet out, that opens everything up. You have to double him right when he gets crossed half court. And if you do that, someone's open. And of that guys who are open, GG.
Yeah, pretty unstoppable.
And so much, LeBron can do so much of what Magic has done of being that big bodied like ball handler as well, but can actually play defense as well. Because Magic played no defense. But he was such a elite player, but the problem was can't shoot. AIDS is never great either.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, AIDS is tough.
Jeez.
And Kyle, I'm happy that you brought that up because I was biting my tongue. I'm really trying to learn how to like filter myself. Just in general, like not everything that comes into my head, I have to say, but now that you've opened the door, I'm more than happy to share.
Fuck 5,000 women. So like, I cannot believe I got AIDS. Like, well, you fucked a city worth of women. Like,
yeah, I mean, LA treated Magic Johnson very well. And here's the thing. I mean, in the end, maybe not, but ultimately, I was going to say to you, Kyle, like you shouldn't be, leaving out a top 5 player just because he has AIDS. That's fucked up of you.
He's top 5 for me. He's just not top 5 starters
because he has AIDS.
You had mentioned your top 5.
Doesn't help. But all-time Boom Slayers, he's top 5 though. Number 1 is clearly Will to this 20,000. That's an unbelievable mark.
How's that even a number? Like, that's so messed up.
He was having big orgies of 20. Actually, Magic was also having orgies. There's no way I could get even like 20 women to sleep with me if I tried really hard. I don't know how. Who do
you think slept with more women, Magic Johnson or Ric Flair?
Ric Flair apparently is 10,000. So
allegedly,
I feel like these numbers are so inflated. They just say that, but then who knows?
Like how old the Earth is.
They're having 20-person orgies like daily, often. Magic was saying this happened a couple times a day. I'm like, that just sounds nasty.
It sounds like
a reason to get AIDS. There you go.
Yeah. I'd be honest though. It sounds like, it's like saying how old the Earth is. Like every time, like, oh, how old is the Earth this year? Oh, it's 45 billion years old. Oh, okay, sounds good. Like, okay.
As many women as Wilt slept with, 45 billion now.
Yeah, I mean, good for Wilt. Wilt
the entire world.
Wilt will forever hold the best game of all time too, right?
Yes.
I mean,
yep.
100 and what do you call that game?
100,
just 100 flat or
that.
That's legend shit.
Kyle, you had mentioned your top 5 list of all time. You're big into researching top 5 players. Like, can we hear your top 5 list of all time?
So to me, 1, 2, and 3 are very easy to me in order. It's Jordan, LeBron, Kareem is a very clear-cut top 3 for me. And then I put Magic at 4. And I think if you put Magic at 4, you have to put Bird at 5 because they're Bird.
Okay. I thought
you were talking about ties.
Because they're just so intermingled together. Like you can't, there isn't Magic without Larry, and there's not Larry without Magic. And if you want to argue, like there's a group of 3 where all close. If you want to put Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, or Shaq in there, I'm not going to argue, but all 3 of those are in a row at any order because of the centers who they're basically dominated because of their athletic ability and not as much by the ability to score otherwise than just dunking and layups, which obviously worked out very well. But I think those 5 had the most skill of players and like accomplished the most.
Where do you think Durant fits in there?
See, I have him right at 11, right after Curry at 10. I have Curry ahead of Durant. I think he's more important than Durant. I also think he's a better leader than Durant. I think Durant's a more skilled offensive player, but I mean, he got swept in the first round this year. Like that's tough. And he couldn't win shit until he came with Curry, and Curry allowed him to be in there. Like
then he's like, nah,
Curry's a winner. Curry's a true winner.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that. I mean, I think that's spot on. Kevin Durant, I can't stand him. He's such a baby. Him and Kyrie on the same team is such a toxic like environment for a franchise. How toxic?
And Ben Simmons.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. I forgot that Ben Simmons even still plays.
He doesn't technically, but
well, yeah, I kind of like. Out of the league. I forget that Ben Simmons exists. Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna save that for my fuck up of the week.
I have one last thing to say. I looked into something this past week, and I have to say, Steph Curry not winning the Finals MVP that year Iguodala won it is one of the biggest robberies in the history of all sports. He won MVP that year. He scored 6 more points a game, averaged more assists and more rebounds, and he scored 10 more points a game than anyone on his team. He was scoring 26 a game while Clay was at 16 and Iguodala was at like 14. They gave it to Iguodala, got 7 of the 11 votes, and LeBron got 4. Curry got 0. Like if LeBron won it, fine. He had one of the greatest things of all time, but Iguodala got it for being a LeBron stopper, and LeBron averaged 38, 9, and 9 or something. Like so that is like those guys should lose all of their votes for not giving Curry it when he won MVP of the league, and he did better than he did as the MVP of the league. All of them should lose their vote. But
why did Iguodala win it?
because he was
Because
the
of Max Kellerman.
He's the LeBron stopper. Even 38-8-8 or 38-9-9. It was
With the fate of the universe on the line, aliens pointing a death beam to Earth, you have one shot to take. I'm taking Andre Iguodala, the Warriors. I'm taking Iguodala over Steph Curry because
I
Iguodala.
remember that
guy.
Sports Center. I remember that. I think I was
they
watching on
interviewed
Utah.
Iggy about that, and he said on my team, you should pick me fourth. So even Iguodala said, "Sir, you're on some crack."
That definitely was the worst take I've ever heard in my entire life.
It's number one. It is number one.
I'm sure Skip Bayless has some worse ones, but
Skip Bayless, he's not a real person. He does not count for takes. He's not.
Yeah, Skip Bayless doesn't even count. Let's get the fuck up of the week, boys. Hey,
sure.
Sounds good.
let's do it. So who wants to start?
I can start.
Gutsky? You feeling good? Oh, by the way, Tyler, I was going to ask you, like, I know it's a safe place, but I just wanted to know, like, if today's the day you wanted to talk about Bert. Do you want to tell the story to the audience or no?
Not, I mean, no.
No Bird. No
Okay.
Bird.
Okay, no, I just want to make sure.
No
I just want to
Bird.
make sure. I mean, Kyle, to be honest, I don't know if there's ever a safer place for Tyler than this to tell
Yeah,
it.
then to the public world. Yeah, sure.
No Bird.
All right, fine. We won't talk about Bert. Let's move on to
Jesus.
the fuck up of the week. I'm sorry, I was asking.
That was the fuck up of the week.
no, I filtered it,
We're
Kyle. I
canceling-
filtered it.
We're
No,
canceling the rest of the show. The fuck
I
up of the
didn't
week
know.
is
My
next
fuck up of the
episode.
week was not including Michael Jordan in my top 5 of all time. That's my fuck up of the week.
Yeah,
But
that should be. fuck
And
up
you
of the year.
also you did say your sixth was Kobe, who was the B version of Jordan. So that is real tough.
so I
He wasn't
basically
your
had
top six. He wasn't your top six.
And you named his special clone. You know, like his clone that is just not as good as him.
Stop. R.I.P. to Kobe, by the way. Okay, Tyler, go ahead.
So yeah, my fuck up of the week. I went camping again this weekend with my girlfriend and another couple, and we went to, I don't know if you guys have obviously been to Door County, but have you guys either been to like Washington Island or Rock Island? So basically just two really other good camping spots. Our fuck up this week, it's a bad one. We decided that we had a camping spot for Rock Island, which literally has no civilization. It's just camping. There's one toilet. There's no stores. It's just an island with a lighthouse and tons of snakes and there's like 5 graveyards. It's kind of creepy. But the fuck up was we still decided to go camping when we saw that the weather radar said 90% chance of thunderstorms for that night that we were going. All we had were fucking tents. So we get there. We have to take this boat. We took the ferry from Door County to Washington Island. That's where you put your car on there. And that was fine. And then to get to Rock Island, you take this janky ass little boat. We had to put all of our gear on this boat, on the front of the boat, while it's pouring rain. So all of our shit's getting soaked as we're taking this boat over there. And then we get on the island. It's absolutely just pouring down rain. Set up our camp, still raining. Like it's coming down pretty hard. We do a 7-mile loop of the hiking of the island, and the rain's coming down, torrential downpours. It's like a fucking hurricane. My rain jacket is completely soaked through. My pants are completely soaked through. So the fuck up of the week for me is thinking that we'd be fine and thinking the weather would just pass.
No, it's you.
But
Ultimately.
it was a 90% chance
90%.
of thunderstorms coming in.
You know, where you fucked up first.
Sometimes you get too confident. You're like, oh no, the weather will be fine. We'll be good. But there's literally no civilization there. There's one toilet. They locked the toilet at 7 p.m. So we had no option but to just suffer.
Why did they do that? Why would they lock the bathroom door?
Because they shut the power off to the island at 7 p.m.
Dude, there's your first fuck up. Just stay at an Airbnb. Like,
No,
you know it's gonna be more enjoyable.
It's something
You know
I'll
what
never
you're getting
forget.
out of it.
It was a great it was a shit show,
Great
but
experience.
like something I'll never forget. Yeah.
Yeah, 90%. Also, one thing I just found out that the 90% is not a 90% chance. It's actually 90% of the area. I just found out like 2 weeks ago. So that means there is a 100% chance in 90% of the area that it'll be raining. So it is raining in 90% of the area, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. So that
I
was
always
my-
thought it's a 90% chance, and I'm like, holy shit, it's a 90%.
that's a revelation. I feel like no one knows that.
Right? That was someone I heard that actually like I'd like sit down for like an hour and be like, everyone has this incorrect. So fun fact. So you're learning stuff on the Intellectual Idiots podcast, everybody.
Oh,
I might need to take.
we don't learn a lot in this show, so thanks.
I might need to take PTO tomorrow just to spend some time to think about that.
Crazy, right?
I feel like I got a lot of people I got to tell.
And I looked it up. I'm like, that can't be true. And I look it up. I'm like, how? No one knows this. And it's just like something we all talk about.
I'm gonna go start knocking on doors in this apartment complex.
Let's start bringing awareness to this.
Excuse me, Max Hoffman here. I just wanted to let you know that, did you know that on the Weather Channel, when it says a 90% chance of rain, it's 100% chance, just 90% of the area? How you do?
It's fucked up.
That's
Fucked up
good.
has never talked to us. But we
That's
know
fucked
about like
That's fucked up by the
trigonometry.
Weather Channel, to be honest. That's fucked up by them for not like making that more known. to
And
be
they make it so clear the other way when it's wrong.
honest. Kyle, fuck up of the week. Go.
I'd say the fuck up, the fuck up of the week. It was very funny when my sister Callie and Ryan they got here. Me and Allison moved across country with just a Toyota Corolla. We moved their entire life in this tiny ass car, and they get here, and I'm like, oh, we're just bringing a little U-Haul. We get here, and it's like a ginormous fucking U-Haul and 2 cars, and they open up the thing, and she goes, Allison just goes immediately, I need a beer. And it's just like so much clothes. And we start bringing stuff out. And we're like, Callie's like, oh, it fits. And then I'm like, we're like, after we unloaded, I'm like, hey, you definitely need a storage unit. And she's like, no, I don't think so. And then like an hour later, she looks over. She's like, yeah, we need a storage unit. I'm like, yeah, that's a lot of shit.
Screenshot Tyler's face right now. That's his ridiculous face. That's like the like when I go on cruises with Tyler, Allison, and like Janet. Like that's the face that Tyler makes when Janet and Allison do something ridiculous. It's just like that is perfect.
Callie had 18 or 20 bags of just clothing.
Was it because of Poshmark or what?
She brought none of the Poshmark.
You brought none of her fucking Poshmark clothing?
Mhm.
You're that room that you guys are going to be having them in is
And
tiny.
and I'm bringing out Rue.
Ooh, Callie, we just heard about your situation of
I
being
was
about
roasting you.
14,000 pounds of clothes.
Hallie, that is ridiculous.
I'm sorry. I have no place to put it now. I have to boot Ryan out, and I'm gonna like slowly take over his side. He just doesn't know yet.
Excludes the Poshmark.
Oh, that's a whole room.
Yeah.
That's so.
Callie, that's
It's
rough.
Oh,
But not the small business in your own closet.
No, that's fair. All right. See you later,
Great
intellectual.
seeing you, Cal.
see you guys.
Wow, that dog is a cute motherfucker. My goodness.
I'm texting Haley to bring down cash.
Kyle, that's a good one though. That's like, I'm sure your face when those U-Hauls were showing up in those minivans, you were just
So it's funny because my brain, it's funny, Allison's brain is more like, oh, holy shit, what are we gonna do? And my brain's like, all right, let's think of solutions. How can we immediately fix it? Like we'll have enough space. And then after we like load up the entire living room, her room, and we look and it's just like not
A
even
small
close.
bed.
And I'm like, all right, there is no option. Shit's gotta go. You need a storage unit because it can't happen. Like
yeah.
So,
really?
so here's my fuck up of the week. My fuck up of the week is more of like it's a reoccurring, it's kind of reoccurring week after week, but I always forget to talk about it on the pod. But I'll talk about this week's in specific. There's softball that plays here, usually twice a week. Every single Haley and I walk every night because I mean Toast is just a beautiful area to be walking around and having your dog out and all that stuff. My fuck up of the week, every single game is a complete one-sided demolishing blowout. Like this last week, it was this team, the Sooners, was down 51-0.
No way.
And guys, you wouldn't even believe this. This is reoccurring. Like every time I go past that field, it is some ridiculous lopsided number. I'm gonna start taking pictures of it and posting it on the story of the Intellectual Idiots on Instagram and Twitter because
R.I.P. Sooners.
I'm telling you this right now. It is something like I have never seen before. You have to have enough heart and pride to not lose 51-0 in a men's beer league softball game. That right there is the most ridiculous thing I
That's
have
pretty
ever seen in
ridiculous.
my life.
51-0's like
That's
you,
like
can have you got to go home to a family after that.
that's like you're straight up getting bullied on the fucking playground at school, and you're getting pushed down into the ground.
How do you go down 51-0 in a softball game?
I don't know, man. Like that it literally is unexplainable.
I mean, that's just unbelievably ridiculous. I mean, it's not like it's not like our volleyball team is doing that much better, to be 100% honest with you.
No, we got red.
It is what it is. Well, I'll give it like
Kyle, we our volleyball team last week, we played a team that was 0-12 with sets. They haven't won a set yet, and we got swept by them.
So you winless?
No, we have 2 full wins. So we have two like game wins. So like I think 5 sets or 6 sets. Oh my God. Hey Haley.
Hey.
Oh,
Cash. Chris Middleton for long. Go Cash. Look at the camera.
Kansas G. Wow.
That's a
She
cute-
looks pretty big. She's bigger than I thought.
That's what I was gonna say.
How big is she?
Like 18 pounds.
Kyle, how big's Rue?
She's 18. I think Rue's like 14 now, 14 and a half.
Holy crap. Cash Money Middleton's already bigger.
Yeah. She's been learning quick. She's been just hanging in there, being spunky, but
Man, well, I can't wait to be an uncle for both of those dogs.
preventing me from sleeping. So it's great. Cash, say hi to your audience, the intellectual idiots. Look at it. That's you, Cash. You see?
It's funny that this was the first time Rue's ever saw herself, and this is the first time Cash is, I'm sure. And they like literally looked like, what's that?
Wow, I look good.
Is that my sister? Is that my buddy?
And then Haley, pop your face in.
Hello.
Okay, guys.
Haley, how's it been for you so far having the new dog?
It's been good. She's a good puppy. She just doesn't sleep
behaving?
at night, so that sucks. But otherwise, she's good.
Waking you up every 3 hours?
Yeah.
Ugh,
Seems like a perfect time to put a bow on this episode.
it does.
I know the viewers don't want us to, but we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to go to bed at some
You guys
point.
want to stay on for like 5-10 minutes after just to shoot the shit about life?
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah, it'll be good to catch up. So, team, thank you for listening. Intellectual idiots. Kyle, thanks for joining on. Tyler, as always.
Definitely gonna bring you
Ash,
on again.
Haley,
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having me.
of course, Kyle, anytime. But hey, intellectual idiots, Tyler, sign us off.
Pot out.
Pot out.